Welcome to today's Explainer. We are diving headfirst into the surprisingly intricate, totally fascinating world of growing ginger right at home. Whether you're working with a sprawling backyard or just a sunny little windowsill, mastering this ancient spice is such a deeply rewarding challenge.
Okay, let's clear up a massive misconception right off the bat. Did you know that the spicy ginger we buy at the grocery store isn't actually a root at all? It's true. It's really a dormant powerhouse, just sitting there waiting for the exact right conditions to wake up.
So here's our roadmap for today. We're going to start by meeting the ginger plant, setting up the garden, and waking up that sprout. Then we'll talk about defeating garden villains, harvesting, and finally taking it from dirt to dinner.
All right, Section 1, Meet the Ginger Plant, discovering our spicy hero.
So, if it's not a root, what on earth is it? Well, botanically speaking, ginger is a rhizome. That's basically a thick, creeping underground stem that stores energy. If you look really closely at a piece of ginger, you'll actually see these tiny bumps. We call those eyes. Kind of like a potato, these eyes are the absolutely crucial growth buds where the new plant is going to sprout from. Now, while that rhizome is expanding horizontally underground, the part growing above ground is pretty striking. It shoots straight up and looks remarkably like tall, thick-stemmed bamboo. It's got these narrow green leaves that can actually reach up to 4 feet high in the right conditions. It gives off a fantastic, almost jungle-like tropical vibe. And we can't talk about ginger without mentioning gingerol. It's a compound famous for soothing digestion and fighting inflammation. I mean, it's been a wellness staple for over 4,000 years. But just a quick reminder, we are only exploring its botanical journey today. This explainer is definitely not medical advice, so please always consult an expert for your own health needs.
Moving right along to Section 2, setting up your garden and preparing the perfect home.
Because ginger originally comes from the tropics of Southeast Asia, it literally craves warmth. We're talking ideally between 70 and 90 degrees Fahrenheit. It totally thrives in rich, loamy soil that's packed with organic compost, a nice neutral pH between 6.0 and 6.8, and some dappled shade. On the flip side, though, it absolutely hates freezing temperatures, harsh direct midday sun that can actually scorch its leaves, and waterlogged, soggy soil. That will rot your rhizomes in no time. So those tropical preferences dictate exactly how you need to treat it based on where you live. In a hot, humid climate where it never freezes, ginger is a perennial. It just lives happily underground all year round. But if you're in a colder climate with frosty winters, you've got to treat it like an annual. You'll actually need to dig it up or just bring your pots indoors before the temperature drops below 40 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay, Section 3, wake up, little sprout. Time to plant our ginger.
If you want to plant organically using regular store-bought ginger, here is exactly what you do. First, soak the rhizome in warm water for about 24 hours. This is super important because it washes away the commercial growth inhibitors they use to stop it from sprouting on the grocery store shelves. Next, cut it into 1 to 2 inch chunks, making sure every single piece has at least one eye. Then, just let them sit out for a day to dry and callus over. That step prevents rot once it's in the soil. Finally, plant those chunks shallowly in a wide pot, just about an inch below the surface, with those little eyes pointing straight up to the sky. Now, patience is the name of the game here. It can honestly take up to 6 whole weeks for sprout to even emerge. You'll want to water it very gently at first so the dormant rhizome doesn't get waterlogged and rot. Once you finally see those green shoots, keep the soil consistently damp. Think of a wrung-out sponge. And since ginger is a very heavy feeder, top-dressing it with rich organic compost is going to ensure you get a massive yield later on.
Section 4, defeating garden villains and protecting your ginger.
Every garden has its villains, right? Above ground, you're going to want to watch out for sap-sucking insects like tiny aphids and thrips. But honestly, underground is where the real danger is. Root-knot nematodes, shoot borers, bacterial wilt, and soft rot can very quickly turn your perfectly firm ginger into a smelly, mushy, totally unsalvageable disaster. Thankfully, defending your crop organically is pretty straightforward. If you spot aphids or spider mites, just wiping the leaves with a gentle soapy water solution works absolute wonders. You can also bring in some helpful insects. Ladybugs or praying mantises naturally prey on these pesky bugs. But the most crucial thing? Making sure your container has excellent drainage. That prevents the waterlogging that invites soft rot to ruin the party in the first place.
Let's move to Section 5, time for the harvest. Reap in your spicy reward.
Like we talked about, growing this stuff requires a ton of patience.
Around 4 to 5 months into the process, you actually have a choice. You can carefully dig around the very edges of the pot to sneak a piece of really tender baby ginger. But if you want that bold, fully mature harvest, you'll need to hold out for about 8 to 10 months. Don't worry though, the plant will tell you when it's absolutely ready. Those tall green stalks will start to turn yellow and dry out.
When that glorious time finally comes, carefully dig up the entire plant. You're going to uncover this dense, heavy, beautifully intricate cluster of fresh rhizomes that are just waiting to be washed off. Oh, and here's a pro tip. Break off a healthy chunk that has an eye on it and save it to replant. That way, you literally keep your ginger supply going indefinitely.
And finally, Section 6, From Dirt to Dinner, Enjoying Your Homegrown Ginger.
The coolest thing about homegrown ginger is that it has super thin skin, meaning you rarely even need to peel it. Because it is so unbelievably fresh and flavorful, here are 5 of the best low-calorie recipes to make the most of it. Number 1, a soothing ginger lemon tea. Literally just steep fresh slices in hot water. Number 2, a low-calorie ginger soy marinade, perfect for grilling chicken or tofu. Number 3 is a carrot ginger soup. Blend up some roasted carrots, vegetable broth, and fresh ginger for a super nutrient-packed lunch. 4th, try a zesty ginger cabbage stir-fry using just a tiny touch of sesame oil. And 5th, make your own homemade pickled ginger using rice vinegar and a 0-calorie sweetener. It pairs perfectly with healthy sushi bowls.
Well, we've reached the end of our roadmap. You now know exactly how to cultivate a dormant, sleepy tropical rhizome into a massive, flavorful harvest, right in your own backyard or balcony. I think the true magic of gardening is taking a simple piece of grocery store produce and turning it into a completely self-sustaining cycle. So, armed with all this new knowledge, what delicious masterpiece are you going to cook up with your very first ginger harvest? Keep exploring, get those hands dirty, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.